What up, good folks? It's your boy Dash back at it again on this lovely day, my wife's birthday. So, today's word of the day is one that is. All of my words have been important, and all of my words have been, important to living this life. But this one is, I think, one that I consider essential because you have to do this. I believe you should do most of all my other ones. This one you have to do. There are some other ones that I've done that you have to do. This is one of them that you have to do, or that you have to have, or that you have to exercise. So my word of today is patience. Patience, patience, patience. Necessary to life. Necessary to life, and it's a few things that you should exercise patience in doing. I'm going to give you three of them as I always do. Number one being decision making. Now, I don't think I even have to give an explanation to this one as to why decision making needs patience, because anytime a decision is to be made, do you just make the first one that comes to your head? No, you have to analyze it, make sure the scenario fits, make sure you're doing the right thing, because a lot of the time, if you make a decision and it's a quick one, then it can be troublesome for you. People out here getting married without thinking, without using patience, and then, end up in a divorce. I'm, I'm saying it bluntly. People get jobs without decision making, and then, jobs, plural, and then on their resume, if they are honest on their resume, that is, you see that they done work here and work there and work here and work there and work there, and they didn't analyze the situation. They didn't use patience in the decision making, and then got the job and realized it ain't what you want. I don't like this job. Well, anytime that you get a job, I understand sometimes jobs are for circumstance purposes, but even with that, you don't want to be at a job that you're miserable at. So yes, use patience in decision making. Yes, it's necessary to use patience in decision making. You know, I'm about to hit y'all with one. A lot of people don't use patience in the decision making when it comes to. That's gonna be my next point. That's gonna get to my next point. Patience needs to be exercised in love. In love. In love, not lust. Love. Lust shouldn't happen. Lust shouldn't happen until after you're married. But in love. Now I feel like a lot of people use judgment in love, but patience. I don't know if I think a lot of people use that. See, because when I say judgment, I mean a lot of people choose a partner or choose a mate based on, oh, he or she cute, they look good, they dress nice, they clean, they have this amount of money, they have this car. That's judgment. But patience, see, because all of those things might be a reason to, entertain the idea of somebody, but none of those are reasons to stay with somebody. And there's people out here staying with people because of those things, those situationships. You know what I'm talking about. I done been in one. I done been with somebody because I needed somewhere to stay. I'm going to put it out there. I have. I have. I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. So, yeah, that was not being patient. That was me using my judgment and finding a scenario that I could take advantage of. That's what that was. That's not patience. That's manipulation, actually. But anyway, use patience and love, man. I swear, if people would be patient with sex, you know how many situations would be so much easier. You know how much less baby mama, baby daddy drama would be going around if you had patience with sex. Like, ask yourself, how many of y'all really, like, really, because y'all, I know people want to do this, but how many of y'all really can wait until marriage for sex? How many of y'all can really be patient enough to wait until after you walk down the aisle and say your vows to wait for sex? How many of y'all can actually do it? Like, all you people that are single, if y'all met somebody and you were really feeling them and they said, look, I don't want to have sex until marriage, how many of y'all would say, oh, no, I can't do it? And for people who are in relationships and y'all been getting it in, how many of y'all, if your partner said, look, I want to make a decision to, honor God and say, I don't want to, have any more sex until we get married. How many of y'all would just leave instead of exercising the patience for somebody that you done already established that you like already or even love, but now that love just gone because you can't wait until marriage for sex? Patience with love is necessary because y'all, some of y'all are just knocking down any scrub scraggler to come off the street. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest, y'all. I'm just being honest. I ain't trying to, judge nobody. Meaning I ain't trying to send you to heaven or hell. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm outside. Yo, what's the City Girls song? Song. A bag of make the talk. A bag for real. Anyway, another thing. This is essential too. You need to have patience and faith. Now, to all my believers, and when I say believers, I mean believers in God, believers that Christ died on the cross and came back in 3 days so that you would be forgiven for your sins. Those believers, those people. Faith, you have to have patience and faith because we say prayers and we believe, if we're praying and we're believing in our heart what we're praying for, those prayers will come to fruition. But that doesn't mean that it's going to come to fruition tomorrow. It ain't going to, doesn't mean that right after you finish praying, it's just going to come to life. You have to exercise that faith, but you have to exercise it continuously. You have to exercise it continuously because you can't honor God in this prayer, and then after that prayer is over, just go back to living the broken life that you were before. Come on now. All you people, again, people in relationships, when it comes to your partner or your lover or whatever you want to call them, if they cross you, and how long do they have to make it right before you say I'm out? Do they even have time? Do they get a chance to say I'm gonna make it right, and you give them that chance to make it right? Do they have that time? But you want God, the perfect God, to give it to you right away when you ain't even changed the stuff that He wants you to change. You got to be patient because guess what? It takes patience. Change takes patience because, listen, ain't nobody who's lived a certain life for years and years and years just changing overnight. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. And to pray and just say every prayer that I pray is going to come right when I pray for it or tomorrow. Listen, faith takes time. That's why faith needs patience because you have to get rid of the trauma from when you were a child, trauma from broken relationships, trauma from your friends that cross you, trauma from, whatever happened in your life, people at work that done, made you feel a way about yourself. You got to have patience for that low self-esteem that you're trying to build and so forth and so on. That takes time. So you have to have patience for it. See, because if you don't believe in change for yourself, you ain't going to change. But you know what the belief is, right? That's faith. And you have to have patience to grow that faith 100%. So y'all, patience, use it every single day because it's necessary. Every single day. All right? Y'all go out there and be patient. Y'all be good. Dash out. Love y'all.